begins right now. As usual, this is your show as well. You get a chance to call in. Let us know what you think about the kind of discussion we'll be having in studio. So before I introduce my panelists, Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua made an announcement today in the evening. I'd like you to listen in to what he had to say. Then I can introduce my panelists and we can have a conversation from there.
What can happen in our beautiful country of Kenya? I have transversed our great country. And everywhere, 190 just want rapid development while they're still alive. Because it is possible for us to transform Kenya to catch up and to be at par with the developed first world nations, I have, after being convinced by my elders and 190 from across the country, decided to run for the seat of the President of the Republic of Kenya in 2022.
Yeah, that has a lot of people talking. That announcement was made today in the evening. So let's have a conversation about this and so many other things that has happened in the country in the last 1 week, politically so. So allow me to introduce my panelists. My extreme right, I have Calvince Owidi, is a regular face on Choice 2017. Thank you for creating time for us.
Thank you, Linda.
Right next to him, we have Ambrose Weda. He's also a political analyst. This is the first time you're coming for our show, right?
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Then next to me, we have Alex Gatundu, who's a political analyst as well. So allow me to begin with you, Calvince. So what are your thoughts about Alfred Mutua and just making this announcement, 32 days to the election that he's planning to run for presidency?
Who really can't see through Alfred Mutua's tricks? We can all see it. Alfred Mutua is under pressure from Wavinya Ndeti, under extreme pressure. So he has to raise the stakes.
What gives you the impression that he's under pressure from Wavinya?
We saw it.
What?
We saw it right here on your channels, broadcasting Wavinya Ndeti taking Machakos with storm. And that is why Mutua even withdrew from campaigning for Jubilee in the Weda Ukambani. He had to come and sort up his mess at home. And I think somewhere somebody advised him to raise the stakes. You know, the people like somebody who gives them bigger hope. So he's aiming now for the sun, so that probably he can get this moon of his at Machakos. Because what informs the timing of this announcement? 5.25 years before he is going to be president.
Maybe just
and why now and not when he launched his party? We can all see.
What are your thoughts?
Alfred Mutua is a serious presidential candidate. I have said in the Morning Express several times, I live in the Machakos County, just across here. His performance is telling. I think he's the best. You think he has extra money compared to some governors, like where he comes from.
From where? Who comes?
He knows. So now it is a question of jostling for 2022. You hear the deputy president talking about 2022. You hear Governor Mutua talking about 2022. I thought at this time, Honorable Mudavadi would be talking about 2022. But it appears that Papa Joshua has thrown the works for him. He is not there in 2022. He will not be there because the other one will do 10 years.
But what makes you think that he should be there in 2022? What if he's not interested?
I thought he was interested. He keeps on saying it. And his chances, actually, between Mutua, Honorable Ruto, and Mudavadi, if Honorable Kalonzo was to join them, he will be a distant very far. So I think that what Mutua is doing now is to show the campus, although he's going to win this seat, but it's to show them that we are not just looking for governorship.
You know he's up against Wavinya.
We are looking beyond, because our eldest brother, the one who was feeling in his blood that he will run, and then Kumbe he has just turned out is battling with Mudama, battling with what. So he's telling Kambas, all is not lost. I am here, this one I'm going to win because I've done a good job. But 2022, I will be in the race. Why? Because, again, to win the presidency of this country, you must combine with others. And now you see already, Mheshimiwa Ruto, William is on the road. Mheshimiwa, he has also, now Mutua has also to come on the road.
But let me ask you.
Madividi, if he wakes up, because he has very good chances. Madividi would have very good chances. But his elder brother, Honorable Papa Joshua, is stepping on his ambition. For I don't know what reason.
Okay, Alex.
Mutua is being very canny and brilliant and bold at that. And it is for several reasons. First and foremost, remember the other day Uhuru was in Cumberland. And what did he say? He told or invited Kalonzo that, that they can work together in future. And that is the Ruto. And that is the Ruto, that they can work together in future. That future is to 2022.
Okay. But so you do know they, I mean, Deputy President William Ruto said the same thing to Amalwa in Kakamega.
Exactly, exactly. Now, what Mutua is doing, he is picking up from where Ruto ended or stopped. He's telling Canvas, you see, this gentleman who is the leading contender in 2022, that is Ruto, made an invitation for this guy called Kalonzo to work with us. But Kalonzo has not responded. So I am filling in the gap. I'm filling in the gap. Remember when he's saying he wants to run for presidency, he's saying, I want to be in the government in 2022. He's simply saying that. I do not want a mere cabinet secretary post. I want presidency, if not presidency, running mate in the minimum.
Okay, Weda.
So,
yes.
Sorry, Weda, let me ask you. So there are those who think that by making this announcement, Alfred Mutua is basically just raising the stakes. In this sense, there's Wavinya Ndeti, and that's a force to reckon with. And maybe by mentioning that he plans to run for presidency in 2022, his people would probably vote him back in, hoping and looking up to 2022.
As whether or not Honorable Governor Mutua is fit to run for presidency in 2022 is good. But again, he doesn't want to leave any chances. And the easiest something to do now is to raise the stakes. So by announcing today, he's also raising the stake. But I do not think that Madam Wavinya Ndeti has posed such a threat, if it is not for just propaganda and so on. But no chances are being taken because 2022 is beckoning. And either he will be running mate or president. That time after 5 years, because President Uhuru will do this 5 years. So Honorable Kalonzo will be 68, 69 years. Okay? And I think Mutua will be saying, I am here. Don't worry about Mzee, who is
we'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Okay, Calvince, before you give a response, let me speak to Moses Adala. He's calling us from Naivasha. Moses, good evening.
Good evening, sister. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Very much okay.
Go on.
I'm very happy to what you are discussing today.
Thank you for watching.
But I just want to tell you something, my dear sister, and all the guests. That Mutua is indeed the dying horse who is only trying to go about the 2022.
Sorry, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to hear what you're trying to say. So could you just say that again? Let's see if we can get a clear.
I'm saying that Mutua is the big horse.
Yeah.
And in fact, Mutua can't make it in 2022.
Why not?
The fact is that even in this coming election, Mutua will definitely be outstated. Because of the ground. When you have a look at he cannot make it in this coming election, and he will not make it in 2022. But I would like that to let Kenyans know that in 2022, Steve will make it all over the country. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's speak to Isaac Ambogo from Kisumu. Isaac. Do we have Isaac? No, we don't. Okay. Isaac, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. How are you?
Fine. Go on.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the debate.
Thank you.
Let me just say something about what's happening with the politics of Mutua. There's something that maybe we might only suspect. But when Mutua formed his own party, there was so much to it than just forming that party. Actually, Mutua himself did not form that party. That party that now supports President Uhuru Kenyatta that is suspected to have been done before. But if you talk of Mutua, I think even if he stands for president in 2022, I really don't think he's going to make a very big impact actually in the Kenyan politics.
Okay.
Because if he is to vie, then he'll vie with the same people who have promised him that they'll back him in 2022.
Okay.
That is the Jubilee government. And the same Jubilee government, when they were in Western, the DP Ruto promised Eugene Wamalwa that he'll be supported in 2022. The same we know that after Uhuru is done with his 10-year term, then he'll be leaving for Ruto. So in that mix, I think this is just a political game to enable Uhuru ascend to power, which I think is really going to be unlikely. So Mutua himself should just talk and maybe just support Kalonzo, who is now the political king in Machakos.
Okay, I get your point. Thank you for calling in. Calvince.
Linda, this Mutua thing is a joke.
What do you mean?
Mutua surrendered his constituency that voted him into office and ran away to be nice to the government of the day. When you see a governor running away to be nice to the government of the day, there's some mischief he's doing underground that he wants to be ignored. Let's be clear. He wants to be president in 2022. Who is going to be his running mate? Because Ruto is going to be president in 2022. Hopefully, his running mate will come from the greater Kikuyu land. Who is going to be Mutua's running mate? I don't think anybody from Luoland or Kajiranjan will join him. So this is a simple short-term game to pass the hurdle ahead to deal with Wavinya and Deti.
Alex.
That is it.
I totally disagree. We are 5 years to 2022, and anything can happen between now and then.
A lot can happen.
Of course, a lot can happen. 5 years is quite a lot. Even 5 days in politics is quite a long time.
Yeah.
One thing I know for sure, and we said this, some of us said this way back in 2013 March after the elections, that watch this guy called Mutua. He is a presidential material. I said it openly. I said it on my social page that watch Mutua. He is a presidential material. Those were my words.
Okay.
And I'm very convinced this guy is not there for small seats. Even the gubernatorial position that he's holding right now is just a stepping stone to higher ground. And that higher ground, the minimum it can ever be, the lowest it can ever be, is running mate in 2022. But certainly he is a presidential material. For now, of course, the second bit of it, as to why he is doing what he is doing now, is to heighten or to up his game and bargain. So
it's all about bargaining.
Of course, you have to heighten your premium.
Now, I don't think it's about bargaining. What is clear is that you cannot win the presidency here in Kenya until you have a conglomeration of the various ethnic entities. And these ethnic entities will only converge around a particular person when one of their sons or daughters is playing a pivotal role. That is why most of the Kambas are in NASA because Kalonzo is there. Most of the Luos are in NASA because yes, and the Kikuyus are in Jubilee because their son is there. So come 2022, the game plan would be this. You run, collect your tribesmen and women around you. Then there will be a runoff. And in that runoff, you pick somebody who will join with you and you take over government. My brother Owidi here is complaining, he's worried about Luoland and so on. Luoland, some of us already angling. People like Weda will be there. Ready.
Excommunicated one.
Please, so do not live in fear. There will be Eugene Wamalwa, there will be Alfred Mutua, there will be Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, there will be William Samoei Ruto, there will be Ambrose
and you'll
Weda,
be there.
and there will be Peter Kenneth. There will. It's being worked out.
Why is he not mentioning my
because
name?
you see the end.
I'm just
Please
here.
listen.
That's all there, but for Mutua, it's for now.
So
Okay.
listen, they say
Yeah.
we are created in the image of God and after His likeness. And God says, I'm the Lord God who sees the end before the beginning. We have already planned the end. So don't worry. You will get a cabinet position if you behave. But otherwise, this time Peter Kenneth and maybe Alex Gatundu will have to take a back seat so that William Samuel Ruto, Ambrose Weda and are in front. But it will not be one person coming up to win. So you will need. So if Mudavadi is running for president, definitely Eugene will have problems. If Raila again will be honorable, Raila again will be running, then again Weda will have problems. But we will persuade him not to run again so that younger people come up.
We need to move on. Yes. The presidential debate. So Jubilee Party leader Uhuru Kenyatta and, of course, NASA's flag bearer Raila Odinga said they will not attend the debate that was slotted for July 10th. So NASA says Raila will not take place under the proposed format and stipulation. Jubilee says President Uhuru Kenyatta will not participate in the debate, citing format issues. Alex?
I totally agree with the two gentlemen. It was within their right and choice to give the debate a wide berth. And it was for very good reasons. First and foremost, I believe from what they said, they had not been consulted and involved in the entire process of arranging.
But surely you have an entire team. How do they not consult them?
If they had been consulted, especially on the participants, I'm sure at that point in time, even those people who are making arrangements for this debate will not have invited other persons. But now we are being made to understand that this debate will involve or may involve other persons. Now, these persons, Linda, happen to be fringe candidates who I have not seen. We have not seen them anywhere on the billboards. We have not seen their placards. We have not seen them in rallies. We have not seen them even campaigning on the television or even on the radio stations. I personally have not even heard them, nor seen them campaign. So, you see another reason why I would agree with them, although they did not say it.
Okay.
You cannot invite persons or candidates to such a debate as candidates who have nothing to lose.
Okay,
whatever they say.
Listen, we need to listen into David Murathe. He's the Jubilee Party Vice Chair. He spoke to Arita Tinina yesterday. Let's listen into part of the reason why they're uncomfortable with this.
If we're going to engage 8 candidates in a 1.5-hour show or program, you're talking about 10 minutes per candidate. So you're telling me that the president would start for another 70 so that the other 8 or 7 can have their 10 minutes on air. Surely, that is not fair.
Yeah, that's David Murathe. He's the Jubilee Party Vice Chair. Weda, what are your thoughts?
I think if you look at my Facebook page, I said if we are going to have a presidential debate, we are going to have it between the Right Honorable Raila Odinga and the President Uhuru Kenyatta. We have now reached 30 days where it is...
32
days, which we are now very serious about it. I have tremendous respect for Dr. Ekuru Aukot and Wainaina. Very serious people, but future presidents, not today. So today, if you are going to have the two debate, you must lay the groundwork. What is the groundwork? The teams, it must be proposed. The president's team must propose what he wants, what he will see. The Honorable Raila's team must propose, then they agree, then the groundwork is laid. You agree that we will not go there with Alex Gatundu to cheer the president. Whenever he coughs, we are cheering and jumping, and there will be ground rules. Now, this appears not to have been done. And therefore, it was not right. But I think it is coming.
I find that hard to believe. I mean, you have a whole committee working on this. Surely they must have consulted.
No. I know they didn't.
They did not.
These ground rules are written. Even the teams have to sign that this will be the ground rules, signed by both parties. People know, and then you advertise that when they come, the president will not come with the likes of Alex Gatundu. Honorable Raila will not come with the likes of my brother here. So there will be no shouting and so on and so forth. This is the format. It will be questioned on town hall. This has not been done. I hope it will be done. Then we can hold separate arguments, separate debate between Dida and Nyaga, where they can talk freely and insult each other the way they want. But for who will be president is either Honorable Raila Odinga or Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta. The rest, I can only see Kura Court and Wainaina coming. The others, bye-bye.
Calvince.
Linda, the only place I agree with them is we have no business bringing people who have nothing to lose in this game to debate with people who have everything, including their lives, to lose in this game. It is not acceptable. It is a waste of time. I saw in the United States, 2 people were debating. There was another candidate who wasn't invited because he's a French candidate. But this guy who has talked here, Murade, I didn't think he did his calculation correctly, because he's calculating that President Uhuru Kenyatta will wait for 70 minutes for the others to talk, then leave for him. No. The debate would be maybe takes a 2 minutes, leaves it for the other person, takes another 2 minutes. But when I go back to their argument that they were not consulted, that is neither here nor there. This thing has become a tradition in Kenya now. Please keep quiet. This thing has become...
You cannot say that.
You see, that's why we can't do it. They dictate too much.
He should be invited in the presidential debate.
Please.
Go on.
This excuse that they were not consulted is neither here. This thing has become a tradition now. They were expecting it from the day they decided that Uhuru is going to defend his seat and Raila is going to challenge him. So they knew about it. But what I know informed this decision. You cannot take somebody who has nothing to lose in the whole thing to go and compete with people who have everything to lose. They will throw insults and they will say things that don't matter, because there's no amount of response you can give to derail them, because they are going nowhere. Something that is not on the rail cannot be derailed.
Okay.
So so I think that is the decision they made.
Coming hot on heels on the debate that happened recently,
the Nairobi gubernatorial debate.
Yes. I think several lessons were learned. First, when you invite people who have nothing to lose and who know very well they are going to lose, their mouth runs haywire. They can say anything. You saw what happened. They can say anything because they know nothing is going to happen. They are not going to lose anything. But you see, when you arrange and entertain such an environment, it is very unfair. And remember, this is going to be live. I mean to understand it's supposed to be live. So there's no time for editing, anything. So when you have people who have nothing to lose, who can say anything they want, and the 2 gentlemen, that is Raila and Uhuru, who are highly respected, and their bargaining power in the country is very high politically. Their stakes, their premium is quite high. Okay. These are people that need to be protested from such characters, characters.
Okay.
Like we witnessed.
All right, so that may be the reason why the debate was organized in 2. Yes. So you had one debate for candidates who got less than 5%, which of course has all the rest. And then you had the other debate for candidates who got above 5%. Yes. That automatically is Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Yes. Is that fair?
That is, in my view, very fair. We are approaching these elections now at this stage, 32 days, as realists. Even if I was a candidate, I've told you if I had 2 votes, then Dr. Ekuro would have had 1, Uhuru 1, but I have only 1. So my heart sympathizes with my friend Dr. Ekuro. But this debate, we want to hear Honorable Raila Odinga questioning President Uhuru on the things he has done and things he wants to do, and Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta dismissing the NASA, the 2 NASA,
so basically,
whatever. So this requires time and ground rules. And that has to be, if the media houses who are arranging do not do that, consult on their ground rules, we will tell the president, do not go there. Imagine the president facing Weda, the others, and you know, as an incumbent, you are disadvantaged because all the milk which was spilled, you are blamed. Yeah. So then they say we are going alphabetical, so you will speak last. They hit you 1,000 times. By the time you come up to speak, you're already damaged. So we will want ground rules. Agreed,
and I hear they are complaining.
So wait, this is looking at how this whole thing is planned. So basically, we need to give President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga time to discuss issues that face the country between the 2.
You give them proposal. This one will be either town hall will be the people asking questions, or this one will be asking you questions in various areas, random questions. You start, you are given this minute, you are given this, and then these are the rules. You bring, there will be nobody in the room, or there will be the following people in the room.
But you do know on that, the rest of the candidates are saying we are discriminating against them.
Who's discriminating against them? Is it the media houses, or Honorable Uhuru and Raila, or
the government of Kenya?
Or the government of Kenya? This thing of discrimination
in
everywhere.
fact, Linda, one thing you need to remember, if you allow this court...
I've got to have one of you. I can't have both of you.
Let me go first.
Okay.
Yes. Now, you must understand that you cannot demonize discrimination. Not every discrimination is wrong. Of course, there's something called positive discrimination. Even in the United States, they do not hold debates for all the candidates.
Correct.
They don't. It has never happened. Secondly, when you are raging, and this is the free advice I can give even to those who are raging, and I believe it is the media, you media. Consult, consult, consult.
We did.
Then secondly, let them be with you. In other words, let them arrange what is the TOR, terms of reference, of that debate. Where is the venue? And what is the scope of the questions? Which areas do you intend to cover? And thirdly, most important of all, do not include everyone in that debate. Okay. 2 people maximum. The moment you are not with them, then that debate becomes very insignificant to the Republic. We need a debate involving the President and Raila.
Let me speak to Karaoke from Likoni. Karaoke, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, madam.
Go on, we can hear you.
Nimekupata, madam.
Niambie, nasikia.
Mimi nilikuwa nasema ninasikia huu mchatara mpaka umenigusa kabisa.
Ulikuwa unasikia nini?
Huu mchatara vile tunaongea kuhusu mambo ya rais kuajiriana. Nilikuwa nasema hivi.
Niambie.
Ya kwamba rais sahihi mahali tuko tunatakikana marais wawili ambapo ni Uhuru Kenyatta kwa huu debate. Kwa sababu ya nini nasema hivyo mimi? Hawa wengine hatujawahi kuona hata kwa meeting yoyote na hawajulikani. Sasa wale ambapo wanaona maisha ya watu ni Raila Odinga na Uhuru Kenyatta.
Kwa hivyo
kwangu mimi nasema hivi, Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga kukataa amefanya vizuri, kwa sababu watu wengine kama kinadita ambapo ni watu wanasugumwa kuuliza urais. Ndio tunasema wale wawili ndio tunaomba tuone mchatara wao wawili. Mmoja aulize unga iko wapi?
Kwa hivyo kwako ungependa mjadala wa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta na mgombea Rais Raila Odinga.
Ndio Raila Odinga aulize unga iko wapi? Je, wananchi watakaa hivi bila unga? Kwa sababu mambo muhimu ni unga. Yale raundi ya unga.
Shukran Karaoke, nimekusikia. Asante kwa kutizama runinga ya KTN News. So before we wrap this up, gentlemen, so both Uhuru and Raila say they will not be part of
the debate. I needed to say something before he said he wanted to go first.
Okay.
Or you don't like my voice.
Be positive.
You know what I was telling you about this case of some people complaining there's discrimination? You already discriminate every other day. I can say the same thing as Raila Odinga, but his will be in the headline, mine will be ignored. That is how it is. You know who is a newsmaker and who is not. So if you let this thing go, the next time they will come and say, why is Alex, Ambrose, and Weda in the studio and not us? It will start something like that. A Pandora's box will be opened. So tell them, if you want the same questions, we can put for you your own debate. You are asked the same questions, you give answers. For these two, we will also put for them. But remember also, are they worth the equipment you are going to use and the personnel you are going to use for the debate? They are not worth it. There are people who want publicity.
That is every single candidate.
Let's stop pretending.
Let me chip in. The reason why I would like Raila and Uhuru to go for a debate, that debate will be very interesting, such that it will also be an eye-opener to all Kenyans as to how the government has been run, and secondly, what they expect from Raila if he wants to, if he is supposed to rule, if we decide he rules. You know? Secondly, thirdly, we are also interested in the debate of the running mates. If this debate does not happen, does not happen, it is also going to cancel.
It will happen.
Yes.
It will happen.
So I hope it will happen, because I can imagine it is going to be very interesting.
That will happen.
The debate between Ruto...
30 seconds. Calvince, Uhuru and Raila are not showing up. Good, bad?
It's good. They're going to show up. Don't worry about that. The moment you clear the field, that the fringe candidates are not there, they will show up.
So you should allow them to have their own.
But if you don't do that, I also support them. They should not bother.
Weda.
I am praying that this debate comes. We'd like to hear how Papa Joshua will explain this Changa Kanan where...
the people have no idea what you're talking about when you say Papa Joshua.
I think you're using Weda. Leader. We are not going to allow Weda to use such derogatory language against Raila. No, not here.
The people who have no idea.
What do you mean this Changa Kanan?
She said in Qatar they are going to legalize Changa.
Alex.
No. Whether you can't use such language.
He did use Changa.
We must respect Raila.
Alex, you have 10 seconds.
They should.
We cook food in our houses and eat it without inspection.
Excuse me, I think he has gotten a point. I think they will appear if the debate is going to involve them only.
Just the two of them.
Just the two of them.
The way it was initially planned.
And that is what I can advise the media houses who are arranging all this. Go for the two. Ignore the rest, or have them as, on a separate debate.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, you're watching the rest this week on KTN News. Allow me to take a breather, short one. We'll be back. We have lots more to talk about, including the campaign by President Uhuru Kenyatta in Kitui, and of course Raila in Kiambu. Stay with us.
This is KTN News.